1.45 million years ago. Kenya, African savanna. A creature, our ancestor, is lying dead on the ground, and then something walks over, picks up a stone tool, and begins, carefully, deliberately, cutting the muscle off the shin bone. 9 precise cut marks, still visible today, in a museum in Kenya. That creature who was being eaten was one of us, and the creature doing the eating was also one of us. Welcome to the part of human history nobody puts in textbooks. Before you say, that was a long time ago, let me stop you. Evidence of cannibalism has been found from 1.45 million years ago all the way to 18,000 years ago. That is not ancient history. 18,000 years ago, humans were painting caves in France, making music, burying their dead with flowers, and eating each other. So the real question is not, did ancient humans eat each other? We know they did. The real question is, why? And the answer has 4 completely different parts, each one more shocking than the last. First, let's kill the most obvious theory. Most people assume ancient humans ate each other because they were hungry, because food was scarce, because humans were just easy prey. Wrong. In 2017, archaeologist James Cole from the University of Brighton published the first ever caloric breakdown of the human body. He calculated exactly how many calories you would get from eating an entire human being. The result? Pathetically low. A human body provides roughly 32,000 calories. Sounds like a lot until you compare it to other animals available at the time. A mammoth, 3.6 million calories. A horse, 200,000 calories. A wild cow, 360,000 calories. For an animal of our size and body weight, our calorie values are as expected, but if you compare it to a horse or a wild cow or a bison, we really don't have much calorific value at all, said study author James Cole. In other words, if ancient humans wanted food, hunting a single mammoth was worth eating 100 humans. So why did they still do it? The answer has nothing to do with hunger. It has everything to do with power, fear, and something even darker. Scientists have identified 4 distinct reasons. Ancient humans practiced cannibalism. Reason 1. Survival. The harsh realities of the Ice Age, scarce food, rising population, and the limitations of hunter-gatherer life drove tribes to eat each other for sheer survival. This was the rarest reason, but it happened, and when it did, it was not random. They started with the weakest first, the elderly, the sick, the children. Reason 2. Warfare. When one tribe defeated another, the most powerful statement they could make was to eat the defeated enemy. Not because they were hungry, but because it said, "You are so beneath us. You are our food." It was psychological warfare, the most extreme form of domination possible. Reason 3. Medicine. This one will surprise you. Common motivations for eating human flesh include periods of starvation, warfare, and ritualistic behavior. Some ancient tribes believed that eating a brave warrior would transfer his strength to you, his courage, his speed, his power. It was not hunger, it was belief. Reason 4. Ritual. The most disturbing of all. Researchers believe cannibalism was an integral practice for Magdalenian groups roughly 18,000 years ago, including eating the brains of the deceased. 18,000 years ago. Not for food, not for war, as a ceremony. But here is the question nobody asks. How widespread was this really? Was it rare? A few isolated tribes? Or was it something almost every human ancestor did? The answer, found in caves across 3 continents, will genuinely disturb you. Scientists have found evidence of cannibalism on every inhabited continent on Earth. 1.45 million years ago, Kenya. Researchers from the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History identified the oldest decisive evidence of humans' close evolutionary relatives butchering and likely eating one another. 9 cut marks on a 1.45 million-year-old left shin bone from a relative of Homo sapiens found in northern Kenya. 960,000 years ago, Europe. Multiple sites across prehistoric Western Europe, cut marks, gnaw marks, broken bones for marrow. 45,000 years ago, Belgium. At Troisième Caverne of Goyer in Belgium, researchers found evidence that around 45,000 years ago, Neanderthals butchered, then ate some of their dead and used their bones as tools. They didn't just eat them, they used their bones as tools. 18,000 years ago, Poland. Mazicka Cave, 63 human bone fragments, 68% showing cut marks and intentional fractures, including skulls open to access the brain. And this is not the shocking part. The shocking part is, it's highly likely that almost all hominins have practiced cannibalism in some form. We did it, Neanderthals did it, Homo erectus did it, Homo antecessor did it, every single human species, without exception. So here is the question you have been waiting for. Why did we stop? What changed? What made humans, who had been doing this for over 1 million years, suddenly decide this was wrong? 3 things changed. Change 1. Food got easier. As humans developed better hunting tools, better farming, better food storage, the survival reason for cannibalism disappeared. You don't eat people when you have mammoths, farms, and fish. Change 2. Disease. This is the one scientists find most fascinating. Eating human flesh, especially brain tissue, causes a disease called kuru, a fatal brain disease, passed only through consuming human tissue. Evidence suggests tribes that practiced cannibalism heavily began dying from kuru, mysteriously, painfully, in large numbers. They didn't know why, but they noticed the eating was connected to the dying, so they stopped. Not because it was wrong, because it was killing them. Change 3. Identity. As tribes grew into larger societies, the us versus them line moved. People who were once other became us, and you don't eat us. The circle of who counts as human kept expanding, until eventually all humans were us, and cannibalism became the ultimate taboo. Not because humans became kinder, but because the definition of human got bigger. Here is what I want you to take from this. The ancient human who committed these acts was not a monster. They were operating with the knowledge they had, the world they lived in, the rules their tribe had made. What changed was not human nature. What changed was human knowledge. More food meant less desperation. More connection meant more empathy. More understanding meant a bigger circle of us. The most dangerous thing in human history has never been violence. It has been a small circle of who counts as human. Every war, every genocide, every atrocity starts the same way, by deciding those people over there are not really us. Our ancestors learned this lesson the hardest possible way. We are still learning it today. Subscribe to Human Roots. Comment below, do you think humans could ever go back to this? See you next time.